just staring at me. I'm trying so hard to make sense of this. Tidal waves, all of my thoughts are washed away again.
Alright, today I'm gonna walk you through the demo session of our little mini song. I have Cubase open up here. This is the demo session as it looked at the final stage when I sent the song out to Patrick to approve. A couple of things that I want to mention before we get into this is whenever you are in a situation that you are writing a song and you have a demo that you want to present to somebody, it could be that you are the songwriter or a songwriter in your band and you put something together at home and you want to present it to the other bandmates. It could also be that you have some management or whatever, you are an artist and want to show something to management. There's just a few things I would consider when doing so, because you as the composer can imagine how the final product should sound like, more or less, but somebody else who's not in your head, he just gets to listen to what you have actually produced. So I find it very important to prioritize a couple of things when putting a demo together. And to show this, I want to demonstrate what I was thinking about when I put this demo together, because I was basically in the same situation. I had to write a little piece of music that I then would show to Patrick and wanting him to approve on it and being like, yes, this is awesome. Let's record this for real at his studio then. So in this case, Patrick and we are both working a lot in like the rock or heavier genre. So I wanted to put something together that is like rock metal-ish, has some heavier drums, some distorted guitars, and some vocals with a lot of attitude. All right, so let's jump into Cubase. Like I said, this is the final version that I sent to Patrick to approve on. And I just give you a quick listen, because now you should have listened to the final version of the song a couple times. But yeah, just to get a sense of how it started out. So this is the demo.
I'm just staring at me. I'm trying so hard to make sense of this. Tidal waves, all of my thoughts are washed away again.
Alright, so I hope you can hear that from a songwriting point of view or perspective. This is very close to the finished mix that we ended up with, the finished recording. Let's go through the project real quick. I like to have songwriting projects be very, very simple and just effective. So the first thing I had was the guitar riff, basically. I already in the demo double tracked the guitar, so I have a left and a right channel. For the guitars, I used the Neural DSP Nolly plugin, and as you can see, it's just the default setting. It's not even like I didn't even like fiddle around with the knobs here. But like I said, for a demo, I want to keep it very quick and very simple, and it just works that way. So yeah. So I started out with the guitar riff. And the first thing I did is I tried to find a tempo. We ended up with 2:15, so a little bit faster. Just a little quick tip. When you are recording a riff first, and it's a kind of technical riff, like in this part, I would really encourage you to use like a double time metronome and not just the quarter notes, because there's just more stuff that can go wrong. Just to have like a very high resolution on the grid, basically. Yeah, so that's just a little tip right there. So I recorded the riff first, and also recorded the chords afterwards, which is a very simple part. I just play the guitar for you one more time. And speaking about the chords, I just wanted the whole mini song, to really open up after the riff, to have a lot of contrast, so we could show like some diversity in the song. After recording the guitars, I spend a lot of time usually programming the drums. And when I say I spend a lot of time with it, I just mean I really try to make sure that it's very close to what I want the song to be in the final version. So I spend a lot of time with the dynamics, with the actual fill-ins, and I really, when you are a drummer, I really like play the parts just with my hands or my fingers on the table or on my lap to really program the correct sticking, because it adds a lot to the feel, and also like ghost notes, accentuation in like the hi-hat or the cymbal work in general, because it translates so much better when you're showing the demo to like the other bandmates or management or whatever, whoever, than if you just have like a very, very boring generic drum beat. And to showcase this, I just did another drum track here where I put some very, very boring generic drums that just repeat over and over again. I also went in and programmed all the drum hits at the highest velocity and no dynamics whatsoever. So listen to this in comparison to the final version.
I'm trying so hard to make sense of this.
Yeah, it really sounds funny, but this is something that I come across a lot of times, or came across in my life as a musician and part of like playing in bands. Now listen to this one more time with the real programmed drums.
I'm trying so hard to make sense of this.
All right. I hope I made my point clear. A little bonus tip when programming drums. If you program drums, if you look at all the hits here, this shows you the velocity of the hit. So if you look at all the hits that I have, there's some cymbals, hi-hats, kick and snare. They are all a little bit different. For example, if a drummer plays 2 kick drums after another, the first one in this case is usually a little softer. Compare this to this. Back to. I hope you get the point. Same thing with fill-ins. Listen to this fill-in. Now what if I take these 2 snare hits and make them as loud as the other ones? This sounds fake to me. This sounds more realistic. What else do we have? Yeah, here's another good example of this triplet fill-in where you just see that the velocities are going down as the fill is played. Because you have to think about the fact that the drummer in this case would start on the snare and then go to the side, which normally leads to the hits being a little weaker. So I try to show you the same thing. So this is with good dynamics. Well, let me just crank these. Compare to. Yeah. All right. I think that covers the drums pretty much. I hope you get an idea of what I meant by spending some time with programmed drums to make them really feel nice. I didn't bother to program or play any bass because I didn't feel like the bass was necessary in this demo to get my point across and to show Patrick what the general idea was. But the vocal certainly was. And the funny thing about the vocals is normally I would just record it straight into a microphone. In this case, it was a little bit different, and I would like to encourage you to, if creativity strikes, to just go with it. I wasn't in my studio. I just had my laptop with me, and I just recorded the vocals straight with the built-in microphone of the MacBook. They sound like this.
Black picture staring at my tidal waves, all of mine.
So as you can tell, a lot of room sound. It just sounds very like distant and very weird. But it worked for the demo. To sum it all up, I would say if you have a scenario that is close to our mini song, if you have like distorted guitars, if it's like a heavy music, yeah, be very specific with the guitar, not with the sound, but just with the take. Make sure that it's really played well to capture the essence of the idea. Take some time with programming drums. Don't be lazy and just put some generic beat there. And with the vocals, just try to be somewhat accurate with the timing and tuning. Give it a lot of attitude and aggression. And don't bother so much if you have like the greatest microphone at hand. There's really no excuse these days to record vocals. You could do this on your iPhone or whatever. Yeah. So I give you one final listen, and then you can compare it to our final version.
Black patches staring at me. I'm trying so hard to make sense of this. Tidalwave, all of my thoughts are washed away again.
Thanks for watching.